Hi, welcome back. So this week I'll be painting the library, which is very exciting, and Charlie and Dave will be doing more work getting the floors ready to be tiled, as well as getting ready for more plastering on Monday and Tuesday. The paint we're using is Farrow & Ball's Picture Gallery Red in Modern Emulsion, and I'd love to know the paint that you all use, because this is the one I've used for other house projects in the last few years, just because it's got that depth of colour and that really good opacity, but mostly it's just really bomb-proof. So you can clean it, you can scrub it, you can even bleach it a little bit, it's really hard wearing, and it just kind of stays looking nice, and it's the only one I've really found that does that, even though it is on the pricey side. Don't use their estate emulsion, just don't even go there. All you have to do is breathe on it, look at it, and it's ruined. So Modern Emulsion is the one we use, and I'll show you what it looks like. So it's a red with a kind of orangey undertone to it.
We can slide it around as you go.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say there's no point, but then I forgot that I've got the ceiling bit to put on.
Yeah, it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, so much easier. Thank you. So the other day I started cutting in around the cornice. So this colour's going on the wall and up onto the ceiling. Cornice left white, skirting boards left white, and the window frame. Obviously with this thin line and in this light, it looks like more of a deep kind of oxblood red at the moment. But once the whole wall and ceiling's done, it should look like more of a kind of lighter orangey red. This took me forever to just cut around this bit. Coming to the conclusion, I'm quite a slow painter. I'm quite meticulous, but also quite slow. So today I need to get a move on a bit. Yeah, and roller the ceiling.
I keep dreaming, but my dreams keep flying away. A song with far beyond. Keep chasing them and I never rest for a day. There's something I don't do. I feel the wind blowing my face, but that's alright. I smile at people passing by. Some smile back, some might not. I'm always looking for a shade when it's hot. I've been low key and I'm trying to stop. God, I'm feeling good. Yeah, but when off I go. Pretty afternoon, it's a best.
Okay, that first coat's all done, and just again saying about that paint, like look at the coverage and the opacity and stuff, considering that's just one coat. And also, even though it's watered down 30%, it's so nice to work with. It's not that splashy, even watered down like that. Like, I don't know if you can see my face, very few splashes, but like a couple on my nose, but not that many. So yeah, I really like this paint. Some painters and decorators say it's really horrible to work with. I don't understand that, because I'm obviously not a professional painter and decorator, and I find it quite easy compared to some other paints. But yeah, that's all done. So walls next, again, a mist coat, and then on with the proper paint. The only thing is, I'm not sure about the white cornice with the red paint. Kind of tempted just to do it all in the red and colour drench it, but I'll see. Let me know what you think, whether to leave it white or just colour drench the whole thing. It slightly kills me that I've got the red paint on the cornice, even though it's being painted. I'm not a messy painter normally.
I think we should do the walls and then just see how it looks.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good plan.
I'm in the utility room this morning, and there's something about this room which is different from the rest of the house, and that is that it has a solid concrete floor. Every other house in the floor is a suspended floor with floorboards, but this is a solid concrete floor. And previously, it's been covered in a layer of self-leveling compound, and self-leveling compound makes these nice, it makes a nice flat surface on top of concrete. But unfortunately, over the years and with the work we've been doing in this room, that surface has come loose, it's cracked, it's no longer level. So today I am ripping up all of this self-leveling compound, or at least anything that's loose, and then I'm going to clear the floor and get ready to put some new leveling down. Well, that mess is tidied up, and it's time to make a brand new mess. I think this side of the room, it's a bit more securely stuck down, so I might not need to strip all of it, but we'll see how it comes. Now we're getting towards the end of the plastering. There's quite a lot suddenly happening here, which is awesome. Probably the most exciting thing is that the bathroom tiles are being delivered on Monday. It's Friday now, so in 3 days we'll have all of our bathroom tiles delivered for the master bathroom. And since the cement board is already in place in there, hopefully we can get on and tile that room as soon as possible. The other thing that's going on, as I say, is just the last bit of plastering. We've got one stairwell to plaster and the master bedroom. So those hopefully will be happening next week. Let me quickly show you something that's been delivered today to help out with that. So coming out of the utility room and into the main part of the house, you'll see that this wall here is waiting for plastering. And this goes all the way up this back staircase. And way up to the top ceiling of the upstairs hallway. So in order to plaster that wall, the plasterers asked for a tower that can be assembled on the staircase. And that is something I've just had delivered today. Oh, when I made the last video, the light was terrible, so I just wanted to show you this again in much better light. This is the new stair rail that the carpenter has built for me. And I think that looks fantastic. It's a bit of a contrast with the old wood and the new, but this will be painted. And I don't know exactly what's going on the stairs, probably just carpet all the way across. And then we've got this old wood on this side, which we'll paint. I'm not quite sure what Emma's plans are for that. I'm sure she'll explain soon. And try and match it in again with some of this newer wood that someone's used at some point. But as you can see, the downstairs part of this hallway is all plastered now. Anyway, getting on to what I was saying about this tower. If I head outside, we've just had this delivered. I'm going to take it inside in a moment, but this is all the bits to make a scaffold tower to go on the staircase. So I'm going to take that inside, and then tomorrow Dave's going to be here and we're going to get that all assembled, ready for Paul the plasterer to go up and get that bit of plastering done. I'm off up to the attic now to get started on the fan for the master bathroom. I've got the fan here in its box, and there's a few bits to go with it upstairs. You can see as we go up there's just a few more areas of wall to be skimmed now, but not too much. If you saw last week's video, you will have seen this little hole that Dave made for me in this wall. This will eventually have a door in it, but for now, it's just enough for me to squeeze through and get on with this job. There's a little bit of insulation that's been removed. It's just hanging down there. That's where the outlet is, where I need to connect the pipe to. And then somewhere under all of this straw, there's a hole in the ceiling, which is where the vent will be in the bathroom below. Working in these eave spaces isn't the most comfortable, but there's just about enough room for me. So the first thing is I need to cut back some of these slats just to make way for the pipe that's got to clip on under here. There we go. And now somewhere, oh, this is the problem again working in these eaves. If I've forgotten something, I've got to go maneuver myself all the way back out to find it again. Okay, I'm back. So we've got this pipe, which it's got a plate on one end which connects onto the roof, and then it's just open at the other end, which will go onto the fan. And this job I absolutely hate. I've done this twice already, but it's quite difficult. The way this clips onto the roof panel, it's got very, very stiff clips, and it just does not like going on. It's also made more difficult by the fact that I don't really want to put too much weight on any of these joists because they're quite old and it's quite a fragile ceiling underneath. And even though they probably can just about take my weight, I risk kind of cracking the ceiling every time I move around up here. So we just need to try and clip this into here. And this might be several minutes of anger, or I might get lucky, we'll see. I think I need to get a screwdriver and loosen off these clips. It's a metal clip on each side, which I think I need to loosen off slightly. A couple of people asked about our dog. He's called Cole. We've had him for about 18 months now, I think. He's really excited about this driveway today because he saw a cat earlier and he thinks he's going to be able to locate it.